Namaste, my name is Kamala. Welcome to class. We're going to start with warm-ups, so please follow along. We'll stand with our heels together, our toes slightly apart, hands on the lower belly. This is just to center ourselves. You can set an intention for the practice if you like. And taking some deep breaths, feeling the weight balanced from the right to the left foot. Separate the feet, and we'll begin with knocking on the door of life, Qigong. And this movement is a multifaceted movement. We're not only moving or twisting at the waist, but we're also tapping two massage points. One is back here at what is called the Ming Men, or the gate of life. It's right there at the kidney level of the lower back. And the other hand will tap the front of the hip bone. You can look over the shoulder to increase the twist, and this can be done for some time. It loosens up the whole body, actually. Awakens the spine. It clears stagnation from the entire lower back and waist area. And now we're switching the front hand to tap just under the shoulder. This is called the shoulder's nest. And you want to tap there. That is related to the lung meridian and enables us to breathe deeply. So please just continue to tap these massage points, twisting the spine, swinging the arms. And then we're going to let this movement just kind of unwind of its own momentum, and we're going to just take this pause. And during this pause, we just kind of sense and feel of the effect of that movement to our body. The next movement is another Qigong movement. I call it throwing the bucket of water over the shoulder, because that's exactly what you want to feel like. If you were holding a bucket and you were just going to throw the water to the wall behind you, little bounce in the knee, and you're going to feel this warm up the entire back, shoulder, even leg area. So these are just kind of full body warm-ups. So just follow along with me. And just try to be loose and make the swinging motion large to involve as much of your body as you can. We're just going to let that one wind down into some gentle swings, and then we'll take another pause again to just kind of step back and feel what's happening, not only in your body but in the mind. And then we make a movement to just ground our energy. Stepping the feet close, we're going to start rotating our joints. I'm going to start with my right ankle, so I am mirroring you. So you want to tuck your toe and just begin to make some circles with your ankle. And if it feels uncoordinated, don't worry. Some people, it seems difficult at first. Just do the best you can. Tucking the toe and rolling the ankle. And we go in both directions. Next, we'll circle the head. So just being gentle with yourself, at the same time really exploring the range of motion that you have in your neck. We take it purely to the side, to the back, and then down to the front. And you can go whatever pace you want. Just make some nice neck circles, just loosening up all that tissue around the neck and shoulder. My hand to create a slightly longer stretch to the side of the neck. So we're just gently pulling while we're pulling our shoulder in the opposite direction. Just a nice long neck. I'm going to turn to my right foot and I'm going to do some backstroke type of windmill action with my arms, nice and slow. Or you can go faster if you want. You're going to feel your whole back and shoulder area begin to activate. Then I'm interlacing my fingers, chest opening stretch, and then turning to the other side, same thing. Next we're going to do some hip circles. So again, this is targeting the whole kind of lower body, lower back, and waist area. So just feel like you're doing kind of a hula hoop, nice and slow. I'm also rotating my wrists at the same time, coordinating the speed of my wrist rotation with my hip rotation. Another way to think of it is as if you were drawing a circle on the floor with your tailbone. And then now I've just switched directions, so same thing the other way. Take a pause. So this is kind of a Qigong stance. There's a whole school of Qigong that's around a standing style of meditation. So this is where I'm being influenced. So we just close our eyes and we just take a pause in those stances. And then next we're going to rotate our knees. So we'll bring our feet all the way together, and we want to have the weight in our heels with this. The pelvis is an anterior tilt. That means the pelvis is not tucking under. It's kind of sticking out behind you as if you had a tail. And this is going to take, if you do that with your pelvis, it will put the work right into your thighs. And this is what we want. And the knees just kind of loosen up. They might pop a little bit. And then coming forward into Prasarita Padottanasana, or the wide forward bend. I'm having my feet pointing straight forward. My toes are in a line. In other words, one foot is not in front of the other. They're in a perfect line. And I'm just putting my spine into traction. It should feel really nice, so just enjoy the stretch. Try to keep your knees all the way straight. Okay, now adding on, we're going to take 3 kind of deep knee bends. Okay, our feet are still facing straight forward. Each time you straighten the legs, really try to draw your head toward the floor. Then we're going to bring our palms together, rolling up, inhaling, and I'm taking it back into an arch. You don't have to, you can just take it straight up. And then we'll do a swan dive back down. And so this is a dynamic movement, dynamic sequence of movements that's going to address pretty much everything in our body. It's a really thorough warm-up. Okay, so 3 bends, rolling up, inhale at the top, arching back is optional, and then exhale, swan dive. So we'll continue with a couple more of those, 3 bends. Palms come together, rolling up, inhale. And then at the top, I'm going to turn my toes out for this one. Because I'm going to come right into some horse squats. Okay, in yoga, this posture is known as Devyasana. In martial arts, they generally refer to it as the horse. And then we're going to fold forward again. So I've turned my toes back forward. So we're making this a little bit more of a compound movement. Toes forward in the forward bend. 3 knee bends. Nice deep knee bends, getting a stretch on the hamstrings. And then palms together, rolling up, inhale. And then toes turn out because we've added on. And now we're coming into some horse squats. And you notice my hands, I'm taking a wrist stretch in my hands. This is called the crane. Okay, after 3 horse squats, we're going to come right back forward. 3 knee bends. Rolling up. That's an inhale on the roll up. Open the arms, open the toes, and then 3 horse squats with craned wrists. Yeah, make sure your knees are pressing back, not forward. Knees should be back behind the big toe, tracking over the second toe. This is going to protect your medial knee from any kind of strain. And then toes turn forward. And we're going to sustain this Prasarita Padottanasana with nice deep breathing. Inhale. Now this is another Qigong exercise known, I call it the elephant. So we're just going to swing our trunks. Okay, it's going to loosen up, bring mobility to the whole lower back and waist area. After a few of those, we're just going to warm up and pause. Our Qigong meditation stance. Okay, next we turn our toes out again. I know this is very dynamic. This is called the revolving disc. So the legs are in the horse position, but they're in kind of a more relaxed horse. So I'm not going quite as deeply into the horse for this because I'm mainly focusing on rotating my torso. And now I've switched directions, so I'm going the second way. And it's kind of sloppy, so don't worry if it feels sloppy, because mine was too. And then we ground the energy, bring the feet together, hands will come onto the lower belly, and we pause here. And we collect energy right into our lower belly as we pause. Okay, so a lot of these movements are about creating core strength to support our lower back. Okay, so this is like a standing abdominal exercise. The main gist of it is you want to press or pull your navel back to the spine and hold it. Arms come out in front, and you lift each knee to the opposite elbow in a dynamic way. So if you really pull back the navel, this can be really strong. Down to a squat. So if you have trouble squatting, you don't have to go all the way, or you can use a chair to assist. Just go down however far you can, knowing that our goal with the yoga is we want to be able to squat all the way down. Okay, hanging in a forward bend, Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, around the energy. And now I'm going to split the back of my mat. So if your mat is pointing toward the device, then you probably won't have to make, you can just back up. So inhale, reach up, exhale, fold forward, and we're going to take a walk. Walk, 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 walk with the hands. And we're going to come into this plank posture. We're not going to lift our tail up. We're going to keep flat like a plank. Really lifting the navel, lifting the inner knees, and then we'll do these plank wags. And this movement is great to release any type of low back pain, fix low back pain, and is also good for the waistline. So just go back and forth in your plank wags. And I understand it takes quite a bit of strength. So coming down if you need to rest. Next one is the plank jog. So dropping one knee and then the other. Lifting the navel, and then as our resting pose, we're going to tuck our toes and sit on our heels, and we'll release the wrists by rotating them. If there's any uncomfortableness in the wrists from the plank, here's where we fix it. Posture. I told you this is a dynamic class. We're going to go into cat. So cat rolls, just really stretching the anterior spine on the arch and stretching the posterior spine on the round. Head looks up, head looks down. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips for downward facing dog. So ideally the heels are coming down to the floor, but if yours aren't, don't worry, it comes over time. Just do your best to keep your legs straight, pressing your weight back into the heels as much as you can. Walk back to the forward bend and inhale, rolling up. Reaching up, little arch if you want. Exhale, pulling the hand, pulling down for round 2. So I'm going to stop talking and just follow along. We're just repeating the same movements that we just did. Child pose. Try to keep your knees close, taking your head to the floor if it reaches, stretching your arms out in front of you. Onto the hands and knees, we'll take a couple more cat rolls and just enjoy the stretch. We take it back up to dog, really lengthening through the spine, lengthening the backs of the legs. Big stretch. It's a stretch and strength is dog pose. full body. And then we're just going to walk it back to the hands. Okay, third round, walk it down, walk it forward, and we're going to add on this time. Just take your wags and your jogs. So hopefully you're getting warmed up by now, maybe feeling a little bit stronger. Just do the best you can. So after those jogs, back up to dog, and we're going to add on. We come into a plank, and then we're going to raise one leg at a time for Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana, or one leg dog. Okay, so you want to come into a plank. All the plank rules apply. Drawing up your navel, lifting the inner thighs, and then extend one leg at a time. Now if you have the strength and you can take it into kind of a push-up or a modified push-up, you can. Otherwise you just stay in the plank. And this is a great move. It really will release your back. Releases the sacroiliac joint. I'm very fond of this one. When we're done, we come down, sit on our heels with the toes tucked, and relax the wrists. Rolling in both directions. And then we'll come into a child's pose for a full rest. So the last move we're going to do is a twist. So we're going to come into this Mandukasana position, which is kneeling with the knees wide. The toes are going to be close together. I'm going to show you from behind. The toes are close behind you, knees are wide. Now if you can't sit like this, you can always sit on your heels, or you can sit on a support, even a block. And then we're going to take a spinal twist. Going the other way. Try to keep your spine lifted up tall, your chest open. And then to finish, I guess we do have one or two more poses. We're going to come into a reclining spinal twist. So just lie on your mat and bring one leg up and twisting over. So I call that leg my inside leg because it's closest to my device. I'm twisting away from my device, and my hand is pressing towards the device. Gives a great stretch in the chest and the spine, the lower back. And then switching sides. Into Baddha Konasana. So Baddha Konasana is a great equalizer, neutralizer. So it's good to do a symmetrical posture after doing an asymmetrical posture or one-sided posture. So we can lie here for as long as we like. I'm just going to be for a couple seconds for the sake of this video. And then when we're done with our Supta Baddha Konasana, we're going to stretch out our legs for Shavasana, or the final relaxation, where we can integrate and digest the entire practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.